Welcome to part two of the I'm Engaged series. Oh my goodness. I still can't believe it. It's so surreal. I don't know why I thought I would be able to get this done in one episode. I was going to tell you my whole love story and the whole engagement story in one episode. That did not happen. So here we are, part two. Today, I want to share with you how the engagement happened and then just my real feelings in getting engaged. So, yes. If you listen to part one, you know the love story and you know that Robert and I moved to Montana together and we've built a wonderful life here. He loves Montana. I love being here. And we're in the middle of nowhere on 5 acres in honestly, the house that I just manifested. I've had it on my vision board for 5 years, and I've slowly worked towards building and designing this house. And we're here. And what happened was is we had such a secure, stable, healthy relationship that once again, and after doing so much work on myself, I was able to just release the timeline of, okay, in the past I would always put pressure and say it has to be within a year or it has to be for sure within 2 years. And I would put so much pressure on myself and on my past partners. It was a shit show. It was terrible. It was obviously a lot of insecure attachment happening. But this time, secure, stable, solid, so much trust, knowing that, of course, it's going to happen. I'm releasing control over when and how. And let me tell you, I was so surprised. So here's the story. I'm coming home from a brunch where it was a friend's birthday, and I'm on my way home, and it's like Friday, and I'm tired. I had a long week. I was doing a lot. So I call up Robert and I go, "Hey, I know we're supposed to have a date night. Friday night's like our date night. I know we're supposed to have a date night, but I have this idea. I'm just going to stop and I'm going to pick up food and bring it home." And he goes, "No, I really want to take you out. It's our date night. We need to go out and leave the house. We haven't had dinner out in a while. This will be so fun for us to have quality time." And I'm going, "Okay." So basically I was like, "Well, this is actually very sweet. He's being a masculine energy, assertive guy, and I'm going to let him do it." So I say, "Okay. All right, I'm coming home and then we'll go together." So I get home and he's like, he had a cup of coffee. I'm like, why is it's like 5:30 at night? He's having a cup of coffee. This is interesting. But I just go, you know what? He does stuff like that sometimes. So I figured maybe he had some anxiety about his career stuff going on. I wasn't really sure. But anyways, we get in the car, we go down this beautiful dirt road. It's my favorite dirt road near my house. Okay. And you can see there's like ranches. And remember, if those of you who've been following me, you know, there was a time last summer when I had gotten all ready for a photo shoot. And then the photographer bailed like 20 minutes before. And I was like, "Okay, Robert, you're going to be my photographer." And where we went was this dirt road. It's beautiful, and we had gone to the railroad tracks that are there. And anyways, fast forward to our date night, and we're driving down that same road, and I'm in this like really good mood because I'm like, I know I'm going to go get my favorite ribs. It's Friday night. I'm with my man. We're listening to some good old country music. Like, you have to play country music if you're on a dirt road. Okay. And we're just having a great time, having a great time. And all of a sudden he goes, "Do you hear that?" And I'm like, "What? No, I don't hear anything." He's like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Oh gosh, I think something's wrong with the car." And he pulls the car over. And in this moment, Hangry Morgan was there and was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, this man is pulling the car over. I did not hear a damn thing." So anyways, he pulls the car over and then he's like, I got to get out and see what it is. So he gets out. He's like walking around the car and I'm in the car just like squinting at him like, okay. Um he definitely is the one who is more detail oriented. He thinks things through. He can sometimes get anxiety about things. So in my head I'm going, "Oh my god, this man, he's probably, I'm like analyzing it. I'm like he's displaced his anxiety about his career onto this car. All I want to do is have dinner." And he's like pacing around the car and then he kneels down by the front tire and he goes, Morgan, you got to get out of the car. I think the tire is leaking air. So I kind of roll my eyes a little bit. And as I'm getting out of the car, I'm saying to him, Robert, we can just call AAA from the restaurant. Like, what are you doing? We'll just call AAA. So as I'm saying that, I'm getting out. And then I look down and I see that he's on one knee and I see the ring. And I screamed. I screamed and I jumped backwards. And then he said the sweetest thing to me. So I made him write it down because we both blacked out when the proposal happened. So this is exactly what he said. He said, Babes, Morgan, honey, you are my star and the light of my life. You make me feel so special and loved every day. You're my best friend, love of my life, partner, and my forever person. I love you so much, and I cannot picture my life without you. We have been through so many of life's biggest challenges already, and we've handled them with such grace and understanding, kindness, and love. There is no one else I want to share life's journey with. I love you so much, and I never want to be apart from you. Will you marry me? So beautiful. This man. Um, so of course I said yes. And then we went to the Willow Creek Steakhouse, one of our favorite restaurants. It is a tiny, tiny place in Willow Creek, Montana. We went there, and guess who was there? My Aunt Peggy, my twin sister Kelsey, and my niece and nephew. And Robert had arranged for them to be there. So I was like shaking and tears of joy, so, so happy. And then my family was there. It was a lot. It was like, I felt like I did an emotional marathon, honestly. It was a lot in one day. But I was just so, so, so thrilled. And we ended up, you know what's kind of funny? I'll be really honest with you guys. At first, and I think this is a totally normal thing, at first when I saw the ring, I thought, okay, it is an oval. And I really thought I wanted a pear shaped. So at first, I told Robert, I said, hey, I love you. Yes, I'm so happy. And I think we need to go exchange the ring. And that was so hard for me to say. Any other people out there who've gotten engaged, right? You're like, okay, this person just spent thousands of dollars on this. They handpicked this out. And now I'm telling them that I think I want a different shape. I had to be like, and the only reason I could do that is because we are so secure and so good as a couple that I know that I can always be honest with him. But it was hard. I didn't want to hurt his feelings. So I said it in such a loving, kind way. So the next day, we go to the jewelry store and I'm trying on rings. And I realized once I put on the wedding band with the ring that he chose, that I really loved the ring. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. And I don't know anyone else, but I was like getting up in the middle of the night before, and just like staring at it, total disbelief. I did not sleep. I think I slept like 3 hours. Just so many thoughts, emotions, excitement. Oh my gosh, when is going to be the wedding? Where's the wedding going to be? What is my dress going to be like? Like I'm just having all of these thoughts, right? So I'm not sleeping at all. But then go to the jewelry store and thank God. I mean, I was so relieved that, okay, once I saw it with a band, I went, this is the perfect ring. I love it. I love that he picked it out and I'm keeping it. But for a while, I thought I was going to exchange it, which I know wouldn't be uncommon. But I was really happy that I could keep the ring. And so here's some of my honest feelings and thoughts, especially as someone who's recovering from relational trauma. So one of the first things that happened for me is just feeling so much happiness and love and like disbelief that this is my life and this is the relationship I built and it's so good. And then I simultaneously had that fear of, wow, this is so good. I never want to lose this. Or how is this going to get taken away from me? How is it going to get taken away from me? Right. And it's like that fear of loss. And I think anyone who has lost a parent or you've lost a friend or a partner, if you've experienced loss in some way, particularly in an unexpected, sudden way, like what I experienced when I was 6 years old, losing my mom. If you've experienced that before, what happens is when you feel really, really good, you will sometimes, it's like the better you feel, the more likely you'll have this thought that pops up that says, oh, but what if it gets taken away? And I had to do a lot of work to calm myself, to self soothe, to do what I teach my clients to do, to co create secure attachment, right? And move myself back to a secure place. So that was really important. The other thing that happened for me too is just realizing like, wow, this is my person. This is a big decision. And having those moments of, wow, I need to ask myself, is this right? And I think it's so normal. And I think there's a lot of people that, they would like get scared if they're having that thought, or there might be judgment around it. But it's so, so normal when you're investing to this level where you're saying, hey, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. You're my person. It's so normal to have those moments of, hey, is this the right person? And instead of freaking out, instead of spiraling, how can you just have compassion for yourself and go, well, of course you're having that question. This is a big commitment. And that's what I was able to do, is have compassion and just remind myself, right, of all of the things that we've done as a couple and all the ways that we're so, so good for each other, right? So I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say, oh, I've never had any doubts. That's not reality. Even the healthiest, most secure, best couples, they have doubts, but they work through them and they end up getting to a place where they can be in reality and be their securely attached selves. So that's what I had to do, is really remind myself of all the ways that I'm ready for this. For me, it wasn't even so much about him, because he's a rock, he's amazing, he's going to be an incredible husband. I had these doubts come up about like, am I ready? Am I ready to be a good wife? And the answer is yes. But I think it just goes to show that no matter how much work you do, when you have these moments where you are deeply investing and you're committing and there's so much emotional vulnerability, when you have those moments, it is normal to have doubts come up, right? So I was able to work through that. And then, of course, this is so normal. Anybody who's gotten engaged, you know what I'm talking about. I also had these moments of, oh my gosh, how am I going to plan a wedding and have a wedding. Who is coming? What will people think? What am I supposed to do? Like, what is this supposed to be like? All this comparison. Oh my God, Nick Vial just got married. And did you see how epic their whole ceremony was? And the flowers were perfect. Oh my God. I was like having these moments where I had to remind myself what I teach people, which is, hey, breathe, tune into yourself, and remember you get to create the experience that feels good to you. This is such an important reminder in life because I think a lot of us, I was talking with my friend Keisha about this. Keisha Gemetry from Empower Her. She's a new mom. She's an entrepreneur. She's a real estate investor. I'm going to have a great episode with her that y'all will hear at one point. But we were talking about this, and she was saying how when she gave birth, there, like, had a child, there was so many voices and thoughts about what that experience was supposed to be like. Oh, pregnancy is terrible. You're going to have no energy. You're just going to want to lay around or whatever, right? Giving birth is so hard. Prepare to be in so much pain, etc. She just decided, I am going to choose what this experience is like. I am going to ask myself, how do I enjoy this? Obviously, while acknowledging she needs extra support, things are going to be different, but not taking other people's experiences and making that her experience, deciding that she gets to have the kind of experience she wants. And I loved watching her give birth to Brody, her son, and just see like, oh, she had so much fun. She was supported. She's loving being a mom and an entrepreneur. Like, those models are so helpful. So that's my goal with this whole wedding process as I'm planning the wedding and choosing all the things and going through the process, that I can model someone who is true to themselves, who does what feels right, with that constant reminder of, this gets to be fun. This gets to feel authentic to me. It gets to be whatever I want it to be. I don't have to do something just because I think I should, or because, oh, what will the family think, or what will other people think? No, I get to be true to myself and make this process whatever I want it to be, whatever I want it to be. So that's where I'm at. I've really worked on just enjoying it. And I'll be honest with y'all, I thought about just eloping for a minute. I'm sure every single couple has that thought of, they're like, this is a lot of work. Let's just elope, you know? But in reality, I've decided it is important to me to have an actual wedding. So that is where I'm at. And now in this place, I can tell you, because here's my honest thought. Okay. Before getting engaged, I thought to myself, this isn't going to change anything. Like, whenever it happens, it'll just happen. But I can tell you, in the, excuse me, in the process of getting engaged, it has changed things. It has changed things in some unexpected ways, in ways that are felt, ways that I can't describe with words. But that feeling of deeper security, I didn't think that we could have a more secure relationship, but now we do. Um, and it's really brought us even closer together going through this process. And I think it's like that beautiful exhale of just peace. And for me, of going through all the things I've been through in my life, and now getting to this place of just going, this part of my life, even though I'll never stop working on having a healthy relationship, that's a lifelong commitment. But this part of my life is good. I've got my person. I've got my person, and I feel fully committed, and I feel I feel really solid in making the commitment, and I know it's the right thing for me. I know it's the right thing for him. It's a beneficial relationship to both of us. It's reciprocal, it's loving, securely attached. Like I just have I have total trust in us. And it's a new level of commitment where I'm even happier, more in love, and closer to him than I thought was possible. So that's where we're at. Also, my baby fever is at an all-time high. So we'll see. We'll see when that happens. But that was definitely an impact. One other thing I think about getting engaged too is just obviously wanting to have share it with my mom who is not here. And I think that's just something that not a lot of people talk about. But when you've lost a parent, when you have significant moments in your life, there's that part of you that goes, damn, I wish they were here. So I could tell them so they could be part of it. So that obviously came up for me. There was one other thing that I wanted to share about getting getting engaged. Getting engaged. I think something I would say is that it's just totally normal to have a roller coaster of emotions. Totally normal. Whatever comes up is valid. Whatever comes up, sit with it, work through it. And then for me, it was just so helpful to have the kind of relationship where we're just open and honest with each other. We can just tell each other what we're thinking, what we need, right? Um, and I'm just incredibly grateful to have that kind of partnership. I hope you have enjoyed this story, the engagement story. I feel like there's more that I could say, but I will come back to it. I'll come back to it, I'm sure, in future episodes. And it's so fun for me to share this part of my life with you. Um, what's so interesting is like being a relationship expert and then having my own relationship and realizing that I go through all the same stuff that I help my clients through. I'm not perfect. I'm a human being. Um, and just, I think it's cool that so many of you have been with me on this journey. And while I haven't shared all the parts of it, like, you know a lot of it. You know a lot of it. And you know what I've been through. And then just to be able to see me at this place, like, this doesn't feel like it's just a win for me. This feels like a collective win of so much time and energy that has just been put into healing and growing, becoming my secure self. And honestly, oh gosh, I'm going to cry again. I've been crying a lot. I just don't know I that I would have got here without the support of this community. Like really truly, without the support of building this program. I mean, it's so much bigger than the program, but just like building this movement of you can heal no matter what your past has been. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of a healthy relationship no matter what, right? I think, I don't know. I don't know what would have happened if I hadn't built this. I don't know. And I don't want to know. I just want you all to know how grateful I am that you're here, that you've been with me on this journey. This isn't just my win. This is a win for everyone that, hey, no matter where you've been in your life, you can have the kind of love that you've always wanted. And I'm here to tell you, like, there's a lot of people that get engaged where it's not actually a good thing. They may appear happy, the photos may be absolutely gorgeous, but they're not actually happy and peaceful and excited on the inside, no matter what they look like on the outside. And the cool thing is that I'm always of integrity. And I just want y'all to know, like, I'm really fucking happy. And it's real. And this kind of love exists where it's just easy and it's good and you're with your person. Like, oh man, I just want you to know, like, it's out there. And I know what I was going to talk about that I didn't get to. This is like a little juicy tidbit for you right at the end of this episode. I have been engaged before. I've been engaged twice. And I'll tell you this, the first time it lasted like a week. The second time it lasted like a couple months. And I know 1000% that I was not meant to be with either of those people who I was engaged to. And the way that I felt in those past engagements, so different from how I feel in this one. And the way I felt in the past was like all of this anxious, nervous energy, tons and tons of self-doubt, tons of fear, so much fear, right? And the fact that now I could have this kind of experience and go, okay, this is what it's supposed to be like. This is what secure, healthy, easy love feels like. Um, I think people are always surprised when I share that I've been engaged before and that I had to give the ring back both times. But you guys, I'm not making this up. Like, I used to be an absolute shit show in my relationships. Like, I was so emotionally dysregulated and had crazy disorganized attachment. I was just a mess. Okay. So if I can go from giving a ring back twice to this kind of engagement and happiness in a relationship, you can do it too. You can do it too. I want you to know that. And obviously, I would love to support you on your journey. It's what my mission on this planet is I want to help as many people as possible heal, become securely attached so that they can effortlessly attract the partner who is meant for them. It is my mission. It's why I'm here. I would love to help you. This May, we have some incredible offers inside of the program, including some great discounts if you're a mom or a helping professional. So you can just mention the May offer. I think we're calling it the Love Yourself First offer because helping professionals often struggle with that, which I know all about. So just mention Love Yourself First when you apply and you'll absolutely get some special discounts. On top of that, you get a bonus month in the program. So instead of it being 2 months, it's 3. That is crazy value. And I'm sending you 2 copies of my best-selling book, one for you, one for a friend. So you get to read the book and also share it with a friend. I can't think of a better time to do this work, and just in time for summer so that you can go off and have your securely attached hot girl summer instead of a situationship summer. Okay? Situationship summer is out. It's boring. It's a waste of energy. We're going to become hot girl securely attached summer. Okay? So go apply to the program. The link is in the show notes. It's a super simple process. And just don't wait. If you know that you need to do this work, do it now. I wish I had done my work so much sooner, even though I've fully accepted my journey and I know that it led me to where I'm meant to be. I had so much pain and suffering, and I suffered for so long. And a lot of it was because I just didn't want to admit that I needed help. I just wanted to be like, well, I'm a psychologist, so I don't need help. So I'll just read more books and listen to podcasts. Like, I just didn't want to admit that I needed help. So I just want to encourage you. Admitting we need help is a strength. It's so, so brave. You deserve it. You so deserve it to be supported and to have help in this area of your life. I'm sending you so much love. Once again, don't forget, I'm going to be live on Instagram at 5 o'clock Mountain Time, and it's happening on Tuesday, the 21st. So I would love to see you there. We're going to celebrate my engagement and I'm going to answer your questions. So come with whatever questions you have. And I will specifically be talking about the 3-day challenge. So if you haven't done that yet, go do it. I'll put the link in the show notes. It's the Move to Secure Attachment 3-day challenge. You get access to 3 days of a video training that will walk you through how to move towards secure attachment. It is insanely valuable. Do it. And then come to that IG live that's happening on that Tuesday. All you have to do is be on Instagram at 5 o'clock Mountain Time, and I'll be live and we'll hang out. All right, y'all. Sending you so much love, wishing you high self-worth and great relationships as always. And I'll talk with you next time.